Guys, episode 19, I think, of Dynasty Trades in 5. I'm Clay.
I'm Shane, and this is episode 36.
Scott, episode 19. Shane's trying to confuse the audience, and we're only 15 seconds in. Let's go.
Well, I don't know why we have to record these like sequentially. You know what I mean? There's nothing that says that we have to. Like, we could record these in any order that we want and release them in any order that we want.
If anything, saying the number just gives away what order we're doing them. We could leave it to mystery going forward and not say the number, but that's Clay. It's up to Clay. It's his channel.
Look, all right, we'll have a big meeting to discuss this later. All right. All right. So we're talking about Antonio Gibson tonight. Yeah. Talking about Gibby, whose shin's about to explode. Scott, we're starting with you tonight. Thoughts?
I'm scared to death, but that's also us overreacting during the season of any running back. I'm already scared of running backs even when they're not hurt. But then you have one that's clearly playing hurt, and everyone knows it, and is reminded of it week after week after week, and he continually seems to get worse and worse. His touches go down, his points go down. He's stuck on a terrible offense. I think the biggest worry is we're probably 1 or 2 losses away from Washington football team packing it in, because they're going to be like 6 games out of the division and probably not going to win a wild card bid with 7 wins or less. So just a lot of red flags. Now, could he continue and play through this? Yeah, but I think that you've lost the luster of the perceived upside that Gibson had, 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, where it looked like Washington was going to be a contender. So I'm out. I have some recent deals I've done personally. I'll get those, but let's hear Shane's thoughts. I think the problem is everyone's off on Gibson. You're not getting half of what you paid or what you would have been able to get a month ago. So, how do you maneuver it when clearly you send out 4 offers to 4 different people in your league, and they all include you selling Gibson, and they all know exactly what you're doing? So, if they're smart, they're not going to give you any leverage back.
Well, I mean, luckily the world's full of stupid people, for one, but also I actually think it's a great time to get me some Gibson. As someone that was trying to get him in the off season, it was damn near impossible. I was only able to pull it off in 2 leagues, which, okay, right now that looks great for me. You know what I mean? Because I'm not running him out there in a bunch of leagues. But his price was so high. What we thought for him is still in play, right? Mm-hmm. I think a lot of what we hoped for him, working the receiving game, a better offense, etc., it's just like a 1-year pause because of the damaged shin that's going to shatter, right? At some point it's going to shatter, or it'll heal, whatever, something will happen. But next year, you would think he's got to be healthier, right? You got to assume his shin's going to heal over the offseason, over the next 6 to 7 months. So I think I'd be trying to get Gibson right now. Like any team that I'm not a contender, where I'm, getting guys like J.K. Dobbins and Cam Akers and just collecting injured running backs for my 2022 monster mash. I'd like to add Gibson to that crew.
I saw a couple trades. What about Gibson or Zach Moss and let's call it the 112 in 2022?
I'll take Gibson.
Yeah, I think it's seems like a smart process deal. Now, if you make that a 2023 first or an ambiguous first where it's not going to be the 112, then I think I'd probably go with the other side and just try to sneak out production from Moss. But that's more of just a principle on, how I treat running backs in the now. We've talked about that on other videos before.
This was a cool one. Antonio Gibson and Devontae Smith, or Aaron Jones and Mike Williams.
Aaron Jones and Mike Williams. I'm winning a title. Pretty good chance I'm winning the title, or at least making the playoffs and making a good run with Aaron Jones and Mike Williams. As much as I love Devontae Smith's upside, and as much as I still have hopes for Gibson, that's not the type of deal I'd look to make.
Well, because there's no leverage on the side of the deal. If you're giving up Mike Williams and Aaron Jones to the team that is quote unquote stuck with Antonio Gibson and Devontae Smith, you're not making them pay anything to essentially get bailed out of 2 players that they were probably counting on that aren't producing the way that they want. You're not making them pay anything to upgrade those 2 spots. If you even get like a second thrown into that or something like that, I'm okay with that process. You know what I mean? But just a 2 for 2, I agree with Shane. I mean, why wouldn't you just take the 2 that are producing now? Because it's a coin flip that you have the better player next year too.
Yeah, they're not taxing it. That's a good point.
I do have 2. I've traded Gibson twice in the last week. I'll just
Go
throw
ahead.
them out
Yeah.
there real quick.
Throw them out.
All right, so this was a start 11. I give up Gibson and Tyler Boyd, and I get back Jerry Jeudy, Michael Gallup, a 2023 first and a 2023 second.
Nice.
And it's a slight point per carry.
your
So
side.
the running backs are at a premium, but it's also a start one running back. So I think they kind of cancel each other out in terms of the scarcity versus positional advantage.
No, in start
Yeah.
11, I love that.
Yeah, smash on your side there. What was the other one?
The other one was a start 12.
No boy.
Again, slight point per carry, but I get Chris Godwin and Marquise Brown. I give up Gibson and Ian Thomas. It's 2 tight ends. So Ian Thomas is just a throw-in, but I figure I'm getting 2 starters, not the same scoring. But these are deals I just cold proposed, and they were – I don't even care who I'm getting back, but just give me 2 usable players that I like that have some upside. You know what I mean? They were just random accepts. So